Most people fall asleep when the world finally goes quiet. Night owls wake up. When the lights are off and the noise fades, your mind stops pretending. Thoughts you pushed aside all day start coming back. Old conversations, regrets you never talk about, questions you don't ask out loud. The night doesn't distract you from who you are. It brings you face to face with it. And even though that can feel heavy, it's also the only time you feel real. You don't stay up late because you lack discipline. You stay up because daytime demands performance. Smiling when you don't feel like it, showing energy you don't have, playing roles that never quite fit. At night, none of that is required. No one's watching, no one's judging. You can finally breathe. That's why night owls feel more alive after midnight. The world stops pulling at you, and your thoughts finally belong to you. Your mind doesn't move fast, it moves deep. You notice things other people miss. The pause before someone answers, the shift in tone, the emotion hiding behind a joke. You carry those observations quietly all day, and by night they start to weigh on you. That's when the overthinking kicks in, not because you're weak, but because you refuse to ignore unfinished thoughts. You don't run from your mind, you sit with it, even when it's uncomfortable. A lot of night owls grow up misunderstood. People call you lazy, unmotivated, or unfocused without ever asking how your brain actually works. Over time, you stop explaining yourself. You learn to keep your inner world private. You become emotionally guarded, not because you don't feel, but because you feel too much to share it carelessly. Night becomes your safe space, the only time you don't have to justify who you are. You think a lot about your life, about whether you're on the right path, about whether you're living honestly or just surviving. You replay moments and wonder why they hit you so hard. This isn't negativity, it's awareness. While other people drown out silence, you listen to it, and silence has a way of telling the truth most people avoid. Your emotions run deep. Happiness doesn't come easily, but when it does, it feels real. Pain sticks around longer, but it changes you. Loneliness shows up even in crowded rooms because surface-level connection isn't enough for you. You don't want attention, you want to be understood. And that makes life harder in a world that rewards noise over depth. Most systems weren't built for minds like yours. Early mornings drain you, rigid schedules wear you down. You're constantly told to fix yourself, to adjust, to try harder. Eventually, doubt creeps in. You start wondering if you're behind or failing. But the truth is simple. Your brain runs on a different clock. When others slow down, you focus. When the world sleeps, your thoughts sharpen. Different timing doesn't mean something is wrong with you. You're an observer before you're a participant. You watch people before you trust them. You listen more than you talk. You feel things fully before you act. That can make you seem distant or reserved, but it also makes your connections real. You don't open up to everyone, and when you do, it's with honesty, loyalty, and depth most people aren't ready for. Loneliness hits hardest at night, not because you're alone, but because you feel unseen. That's why you scroll longer than you mean to, rewatch the same shows, play the same songs over and over. It's not addiction, it's comfort, it's familiarity. It's the closest thing to feeling understood without having to explain yourself. What you need isn't more discipline or another routine. You don't need someone telling you to wake up earlier or push harder. You need space, understanding, time to move at your own pace. Someone who doesn't rush you or try to fix you. Someone who knows your silence isn't emptiness, it's depth. So if you're a night owl, if your mind wakes up when everything else shuts down, if you think deeply, feel intensely, and keep more inside than you show, hear this. You're not weak, you're not broken, and you're not behind just because your path doesn't follow the daylight crowd. If this felt familiar, subscribe. You're not alone here. Some people are built to shine loudly in the spotlight. Others are built to see clearly in the dark. And the people who learn to survive the night often become the strongest when morning finally comes.